What's going on, everybody? B Sky here with
God.
And on today's show, we got the divisional round of the playoffs. We got the Green Bay Packers at home, hosting the LA Rams. That should be a great game to watch. Baltimore, Buffalo. Probably the game of the weekend, in my opinion. It should be a lot of excitement.
Yeah, two quarterbacks from the 18 class. Both, honestly, you know what I'm saying, one already an MVP, one shown to be an MVP.
Yeah.
Let's see that duel happen.
Absolutely. Then you turn to Sunday. Kansas City Chiefs, Old Rusty versus the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Steamroll Pittsburgh.
We get to see a little preview of that Texas Tech Oklahoma game in the past, you know what I'm saying, 2016, if you know about that. That was a crazy one. So we get to see the matchup.
Yeah, of course.
The rematch right now.
And then Saints at home against the Bucks. Third time's a charm, right?
Yeah. I hope so. Tampa Bay, we got you all the way. First we're down, you already know what it is. Divisionals, B Scott, God. Drop it logo.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. B Scott and God here, and we got the divisional round of playoffs. We got some great games coming up. Some really exciting ones.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champs. I mean, are they going to be able to beat Cleveland Browns? It's pretty crazy. They're favored by 10. But
that's ridiculous.
Then you got Green Bay and the Rams, Baltimore, Buffalo. I mean, Tampa Bay and the Saints for a third time.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. So, wild card weekend. Let's talk about it a little bit. Kick off the weekend with Buffalo playing the Colts. Buffalo took care of business. They won the game.
They did win the game, but I also feel like the Colts lost that game. There were several times, you know what I'm saying, even in the special teams game, you know what I'm saying, where they got really good field position and did not execute. The play calling was very subpar. I don't understand what they were doing on a lot of those third down plays. You look at the score where they went for it on fourth down right there in the 5 zone, where they should have kicked the field goal and ultimately would have been in overtime at 27-27.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. They just lost that game, and that's due to the coaching staff. I don't think that the players lost that game at all. Taylor did pretty well. We seen Rivers actually play a good game. You know what I'm saying?
Did. He definitely played better than I thought.
Even though he did look like he was like really mustering to get the football out of his hands, he was still executing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So who knows where Rivers will be next year if he is on the team at all. Maybe a backup quarterback somewhere. That's more fitting for him at this point in his career. But hey, you
know what? I'll tell you this. You ever put a kid through college? He's got to put 10 of them through college. Okay, so he's going to be out there no matter what, in my opinion. We'll see. And then we got to talk about the game ender. Yeah. Cleveland. 28-0 lead against Pittsburgh.
I think I told you that Cleveland will win that game.
Hey, you know what? I believe it. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. Absolutely. Pittsburgh, they didn't play good for the last 6 weeks of football anyway.
Yeah.
So it really showed.
I mean, when they did play good in football, they didn't play anybody.
Yep.
The Cleveland Browns, they were 11-5 this season. They played very well. These are not the same Cleveland Browns, to quote Juju Smith-Schuster, who absolutely hexes team. You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense to make a statement like that, knowing that team was on this incline right now. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like it's a changing of the guard in that division. Not necessarily that, Cleveland is better than Pittsburgh, but I don't think Cleveland is no longer intimidated or afraid of Pittsburgh at all in those matchups. You look at Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying, they've won the last 17 against Cleveland at home. And, Cleveland winning their handle business.
Yeah.
I mean, Chubb, Hunt.
I'll tell you what.
That offensive line, it's hard. It's a hard thing to stop, and it's very underrated, and teams are looking over it right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, if my cheeks were clapped like that, I'd probably, I'd probably try and dish that out too and hope they get clapped like you got clapped. So, anyway, we can move on to the divisional round. So, before we get into today's content, don't forget, like the video, subscribe, share, thumb bell, all that good stuff. Fantasy football season is over, but we're going to be here all off season. Of course. All the free agency stuff. Head coaching changes. Lots of stuff going on.
Draft shit.
Obviously, Urban Meyer, that's exciting. So,
yeah, that's crazy. Man.
But yeah.
I think that's a good fit for Urban Meyer. He got the number 1 pick in the draft. You're looking at a quarterback situation where he will more than likely draft a quarterback there, especially those 3 quarterbacks that's coming out this year. You got Lawrence, Justin Fields, Wilson out of BYU. He can run the RPO, which he has perfected in his career at Ohio State and other teams. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be awesome to go there. I mean, a potential landing spot for Deshaun Watson to Jacksonville, too, to give up that number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And I could not imagine that RPO with Deshaun Watson, James Robinson, DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault, I mean, this team is going to turn around very quick, but we'll have that coverage for you very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get right to the divisional round.
Yeah, let's go.
First
Tomorrow.
game, absolutely. First game on Saturday.
Today, if you're watching it.
Today, tomorrow, whenever it is. Los Angeles Rams on the road against Green Bay Packers. We got a 45.5 over-under, which is actually pretty low considering, but it is Green Bay. The weather, it's not going to be the best. It's not going to be horrible, but there could be snow. It's going to be cold. Regardless, you got Green Bay favored by 6.5. The Rams. Donald's going to be out there playing. Okay, they're saying, "Oh, I'm paying free." I get it, but when you start moving around, it's not the same thing. That game speed, you're going to be hurting. Now, yes, he's going to be out there no matter what. This is the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's to get to the championship game, so everybody's going to be out there. Same with Cooper Kupp. Allen with the knee didn't practice all week. You got the bursitis. He's going to be out there. How effective can they be? Green Bay's defense? Of course it's susceptible. Don't get me wrong. They're not the greatest. But Aaron Rodgers is the MVP of the regular season. He's got 48 touchdowns. First quarterback to have 40-plus touchdowns and only 5 interceptions on the season. It's pretty insane and incredible that with Aaron Rodgers so suspect and them drafting Jordan Love that you would think Aaron Rodgers would kind of have a down year. Instead, he's had arguably one of his best seasons that he's ever played. And in my opinion, the Rams, I just don't know if they're going to have enough offensively to get it done against Green Bay Packers. Now, yes, their defense is absolutely elite. Jaylen Ramsey's elite. I mean, Aaron Dalton, you got Donald, you got those guys up front. They can generate a pass rush. No Bakhtiari. That could play a factor too. But I just can't put my money. And Sean McVay's a great coach. The Rams are a great coach team. But I'm sorry, I just can't put my money on the Los Angeles Rams to beat the Packers on the road.
I mean, if you want to put your money on the Los Angeles Rams, you're going to do a head up in the money line. And there's a way that you can win this money. Now, you talking about elite, speaking about Aaron Donald, and you talking about game speed. Aaron Donald plays at a different game speed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it showed he did have the rib injury. They did reserve him in practice all week. You know what I mean? But he did come back in that game and play. So I think Aaron Donald's a full go in this game, and it's not going to be a factor, that rib injury or whatever they're calling that. You know what I mean? Bakhtiari out of that lineup is a big, huge deal to that team, especially knowing that Lindsey, the highest graded center in the league pretty much, you know what I'm saying, been in and out of that lineup with injury, so he's not at full capacity as well. You know what I mean? We've seen Aaron Rodgers in the past be great. Arguably, yes, this is one of the greatest seasons he's ever had. But we've also seen him, you know what I'm saying, get that pressure on him and dissolve. We've seen it in the Tampa game, you know what I mean? And you think about Tampa's defense versus this number 1 rated defense in the LA Rams. They can get to this, you know what I mean? They're giving up like 84 yards per rush, you know what I'm saying, per game, you know what I'm saying, for the rush. I don't think this is a big game for Aaron Jones or A.J. Dillon if they choose to put him there in the snow game. You know what I mean? They're rushing 4 straight up. Their linebackers is rushing, and they're leaving that safety out there. That's what makes their secondary so elite. You talking about elite in Jaylen Ramsey. Jaylen Ramsey has not led up a 50-yard game to a receiver since week 1. That was Amari Cooper. You talking about the receivers he's seen. You think about Cooper, Diggs, Allen Robinson, McLaurin, DK twice, Hopkins twice, Evans. None of these guys finished with a 100-yard game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we know Devontae Adams is different on a level of separating. But Jaylen Ramsey is also different on covering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Adams and MVS combined for 2,064 yards, 24 touchdowns. That's great. But can they handle that defensive pressure up front with Aaron Donald's leading the way with Leonard Floyd, Michael Barker's on the other side? I don't know if they can, to be honest with you. I think this might be a lower scoring game than people realize. I think that Jared Goff, all he has to do is manage this game. He does not have to be a field general in this one, although he does not necessarily play good in cold games. It's because he hasn't played many in cold games.
Okay.
And given that thumb injury, I mean, on his throwing hand, that is a big thing. But can he manage his game decent enough? Because we know their rushing attack is pretty good. They average 126 yards per game. And Cam Akers, he's been looking like a solid, bona fide number 1 running back. And then you still got Darrell Henderson.
Yeah.
And that zone blocking offensive line that they do have. I think there's a clear-cut way for Sean McVay and that offensive line and that running attack to win this football game.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, I could see it go either way. I really can. It's going to be a lot closer than people think. The turnover battle.
Yeah.
This is one thing. Green Bay, one turnover in the
facts.
last 6 games. Aaron Rodgers, one interception in the last 6 games they
But when
played.
we did see that kind of pressure on Aaron Rodgers in that Tampa game, he folded. He threw
did.
pick sixes.
He did,
and
absolutely.
Then threw an interception right after the pick six. So,
Yeah.
I mean, can they sustain that? Can they put that pressure on them? And that's going to be the deciding factor in this game, I feel like.
Of course. Green Bay, in the 3 losses they have on the season, 7 turnovers in those 3 games. In the 13 wins, 4 total turnovers. You know what I mean? Only 11 turnovers on the season. That's incredible for a team like this. So then you turn around with the Rams. They've had a turnover in every single game this season, no matter what. And Goff,
That's a fact.
outside of last week in Seattle, it's their first turnover-free game.
Yeah.
So on offense. I don't know if I can trust Jared Goff to be that, to not turn the ball over. And
Hey,
especially, he's got thumb injury.
I'm
All
not
it
telling
takes
you.
is one bad
I'm not
fall.
telling you to put the Rams on a parlay. I'm saying if you want to take a head up, there's a way for them to win, and it's very clearly seen that they can win this football game. I mean, time is one thing. You know what I'm saying? If you can control the clock in a cold weather game, you know what I mean? You can win this football game.
Yeah.
But given that thumb injury, that's a big indicator that Green Bay could possibly cover the 6.5. It started at 7. You know what I mean? So it started at 7 and 46.5. So what we've seen is the line changed from a point. So they're giving that defense a little bit of credibility here, and I think that there's a clear-cut way for that to happen.
So who you got?
Ultimately, I got Green Bay winning the football game, but I really think I'm going to have a lot of slips where I have the Rams winning this game.
Okay. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers at home. The Rams obviously have a chance to win. I mean, every game this weekend, both teams could win any game, in my opinion. So we're both on the Packers, essentially, to win the game. So
50-50 for me. I'm not necessarily sure.
In my opinion, this is the one game I feel the most comfortable about picking the winner if I had to.
Hey, I'll see that injury report in the morning. If Goff feels a little bit better, I might go full-blown Rams.
Okay. Baltimore.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the Saturday night game on the road against Buffalo. This is the most exciting game, in my opinion, because you have 2 teams that are...
The number 2 offense versus the number 2 defense.
Yeah, of course. And not just that, they're both running hot right now.
Yeah.
Along with Tampa Bay, these 2 teams are the hottest teams in football. Buffalo.
Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland also, but Buffalo, 7-game win streak right now. They haven't lost in over 7 weeks. On top of that, averaging 36 points per game. The defense is getting healthier, and you're seeing that. They're not blowing these big points. They're not giving up a lot of points down the stretch.
In the second half, they are. And you know what? It was crazy about that. Baltimore has been getting healthy in the right spots as well. They got Judon back in that linebacking core. And they're a much more physical team than the Buffalo Bills. I mean, point out blank. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor in this game. Who's the most physical? Because you look at it. Baltimore does rush a lot, which Josh Allen is very effective against the pressure. You know what I mean? But when you have that kind of pressure, and you also have 3 first-round pick cornerbacks out there who are very physical. You look at Marcus Peter, Humphreys. These guys are dogs. I remember Humphreys taking Odell Beckham's chain. You know what I mean? So that's what you know is going to happen in this game. And who's the more physical team? I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Baltimore will be, and you especially on the offensive side, they're going to rush the ball. You know what I mean? They've been one of the hottest teams in football, the number 1 rushing team going into the offseason. You know what I mean? And you look at Lamar Jackson, 136 yards last week, 9 yards per carry.
Well, not
you know
just,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, it helps.
It's ridiculous.
He has 1,000 yards rushing at the quarterback position.
And especially if it's a cold weather game, if there's snow or anything in Buffalo, you look at Gus Edwards and Dobbins, who've been very effective lately on the season, 5.6 yards per carry. In the last 3, 6.9, I believe. You know what I'm saying? So, they're going to be able to rush this ball in Baltimore, eat up that clock, and that's what they do. On the other side of the ball, they're not rushing the ball at all. You know what I mean? Can they sustain this clock? Can they beat Baltimore? Baltimore and Buffalo are, you know what I'm saying, 2 and 3 first half scoring teams like some of the best. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to the defensive side, Baltimore is number 7 definitive points in the half. You know what I'm saying? And the Buffalo Bills are number 27. So we've been seeing in games where Buffalo have been beating teams, catching points early in the game, but letting these teams come back. And Baltimore's cut from a different cloth. These guys are going to keep coming, keep rushing this ball, and who knows if Mark Andrews blows up in this game? Who knows if Des Bryant and that combat that he's always had with Josh Norman blows up in this game?
Yeah.
Snead, Boykins. There's a lot of firepower here to be had and defended.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know how much I can put trust in the Baltimore passing attack, considering they were dead last in the league at passing the ball. Dead last. They can run the ball, but they can't pass the ball. It's obvious. It says it on paper. 32nd in the league in passing. You know
In the
what I mean?
playoffs, it comes to physicality.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because these refs are going to let these whistles blow. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. They're going to let these plays go, and that is what it is. You know what I mean? So, can they? What are they going to do? They're going to put Tre'Davious White on Marquise Brown?
What quarterback, outside of Aaron Rodgers and as great as he's played so far, what quarterback has played better than Josh Allen on the season?
We talking about the playoffs.
I know. I'm just saying Josh Allen right now carrying his team even in the playoffs. Last week you saw it.
He carried his team to a victory?
They won.
No, I think the Colts lost that game.
They couldn't run the football. Josh Allen made it.
They're not going to be able to run the football on these Baltimore Ravens either.
Probably not. But Josh Allen still had 40 yards and a rushing touchdown with 2
That's
passing
not going to
touchdowns.
happen in this game.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
Okay. Buffalo at home. 50 over under. Buffalo. Favored by 2.5. Which is, I thought it'd be even closer. I thought it'd be 1.5 or something like that. You know what I mean? Damn near a push. Because this game could go either way, in my opinion. I really could see it go either way because Josh Allen could play great. And Buffalo, and we already know that Baltimore, who knows what team's going to show up, man. The defense has definitely played strong in spots. And it's been good on the season. They've also given up, had 40-point give-ups. But then Buffalo, same token. They've had games where Los Angeles Rams was a perfect example. They blew
What happened the
almost
last time that
20-point
Josh
lead.
Allen played these Ravens?
What? Last year?
Yeah.
Without Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
I mean, given last year, Lamar
Baltimore
Jackson
was the hottest
was
team
the
in football.
MVP, so he's not playing up to that caliber. So let's cut those two things in half. Josh Allen completely sucked in a cold game. So we'll see what happens. Can they really be that? I don't know. I think Baltimore is going to be more physical in this game. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be a field goal game. But either way it goes, you look at the spread, you look at the number line, I think it's going to come down to a field goal, and I got Tucker on that.
Okay. So you're going to be on Baltimore. I'm going to take Buffalo at home. I think the way the playoffs have kind of worked themselves out and just the top teams, hopefully being able to get it done. Maybe it just flips the script. All the road teams win. You know what I mean? It's definitely a possibility, but I'm going to take Buffalo at home. They've just been playing so great. I don't know if Baltimore's going to be able to stop Josh Allen enough.
I think, honestly, with COVID and how teams are structuring their stadium, I don't think the home crowd is effective at all.
Not
in
necessarily.
any of this. You know what I mean? So I look at it as just another game. I don't think it's a home game for Buffalo. It just is what it is.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to be split on that one. Absolutely. And this was my toughest game to pick because, I mean, a lot like the Saints game, I just don't know what's going to happen. So it's like I don't really know how I would bet this. I really think it's going to go over 50 points.
It's 2.5.
I know.
Like, come on, man. I think the Ravens are going to cover this.
Okay. So
I really do.
we'll move on to Sunday.
Sunday.
Cleveland Browns. Coming off the clapping of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowl champs. Who really haven't beaten anybody in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
By 6 points or more. You know what I mean? More than 6 points. So, you got 57 over under. Highest of the weekend. Really high for the playoffs, period. 57 is a lot of points.
What's high is the spread. 10 points?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous for a playoff team.
It's insane because then it makes you think, like, how is this possible considering, like we already talked about, Kansas City, last 7 games, has not covered the spread. Not just not covered the spread,
since
but
week 8.
Not beat a team by more than 6 points.
That's crazy.
But then they're projected to win by 10 here?
Yeah. And in that time, Kelsey and Regas combined for 2,692 yards, 26 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that tells you that Patrick Mahomes don't necessarily need that many reps to get this job done.
Yeah.
I think the defining factor is, can Cleveland hold him?
Yeah.
Can you get the turnovers that you got against Pittsburgh? If you can't, you're not going to win this game.
Yep.
And, a scoop and score, a pick six. Can you do this against this team? Because if you can't, you are not winning this game in Arrowhead. Now, given there ain't no fans there and all that, you know what I'm saying? But Kansas City is the prototype for the NFL right now.
Yeah.
They are the number one team. I mean, it is what it is. You look at Buffalo, you look at Green Bay, they're not the same as Kansas City. Given that Kansas City don't even have a 1,000-yard rusher. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
In an Andy Reid system. That's crazy to me. But that says that Clyde Edwards-Helaire was not as dope as what people thought that he was going to be.
Well, of course. Kansas
I
City.
I called that.
I'll tell you what. I don't know what to expect from Kansas City. Truly. I mean,
They've been on the shelf, man.
They played so poorly. It's like they're not going to be able to come out and play like this against Cleveland Browns and expect to win. I mean, Cleveland Browns are playing good football, but my problem is the Browns are like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what Browns team's going to come out? Is the Browns team going to come out, not make mistakes,
play great on defense? You can't count that Jets game because they didn't have no wide receivers at all due to COVID.
It's the Jets. I don't care.
The Jets is not a bad football team. I don't think.
Hey, you know what? Regardless, they won, 2 games on the season? One of them was against the Cleveland Browns.
I think they were... I mean, come on. Adam Gase was a coach and GM.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I think they were very terribly coached.
And they beat the Cleveland Browns.
They got Robert Saleh in there, so shout out to Niner Nation.
Right.
But, yeah, I think there's going to be a quick flip in that division.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I don't know. Cleveland, if they're going to win the game, they got to run the football, period. Starts with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and they can do it. They absolutely
defense
can.
has to have a high motor.
Yeah,
get some picks, something. Denzel Ward.
They got to make some plays.
You think how long can he lock down Tyreek?
0.
Maybe he can.
No,
you know what I'm saying? We ain't seen Denzel Ward all year. How long are you going to lock down fucking Kelsey?
Not at all.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean,
Cleveland Browns giving up 10 touchdowns to the tight end on the year, 4th most fantasy points.
I'll just give it to Cleveland. If I'm picking, if you want to pick Cleveland, I would go against the spread because
10 points is a lot.
10 points is ridiculous. Man.
It is a lot, and it's scary. I mean, considering last week how close Vegas was on a lot of their bets.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so it's like 10 points. What do we not know, or what are we not understanding? A lot of people are probably going to take that spread. So you got to be careful.
How you going to take that and they ain't covered in fucking since week 8? That's crazy to me.
You know, because this is the problem.
17 points against the Atlanta Falcons.
Do you realize
until that last score?
Do you realize the Kansas City Chiefs can come out and put 30 points on you in a half? It is possible.
Well, they had 17 points against the Falcons. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying
to the last score. It's like,
but I'm saying like they
what
can do
team
it.
is this? Like I don't know. Like are they just waiting with the Infinity Gauntlet?
Right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
It's like we just wait. They're Kawhi Leonard, man. You know what I'm saying? Just take the time off till the end.
Hey, you know what? Teams get shocked all the time, and they've been on the shelf for 3 weeks.
They better be careful. That's
going into these 3 weeks, they wasn't playing like Kansas City of the world champions that we know.
No.
And these Cleveland Browns are playing. They come in here and sock you in your mouth.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They're playing for everything they got right now. So, you know, I don't know. I think Cleveland can win this game, but ultimately, money line, I got Kansas City.
I got you.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
How can you bet against it?
I know. It's too scary. Like I already told you
last week. What's scary is
the
public bet. It's like you're going to bet Kansas City, and then moving on to the next matchup, you're going to bet Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much to beat the Saints. You know what I'm saying? That can end. You know what I'm saying? The public got all their money in that.
Yeah.
That can end in a lot of ripped up slips.
Yeah. So we're both on Kansas City to win the game. I do like Cleveland in the spread just because the spread's too large, in my opinion. But we saw last week, I mean, the spreads were pretty much dead on. Mm-hmm. I mean, they had it right. So that tells me it's a little bit of a worry considering it's 10 points. You question it, but
I'm still going under.
I got you. So, and the under at 57?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be close, but I don't think it'll be over 60. Like, no, I don't think.
It's like 56 points. Watch. Anyway, we'll move to the last matchup coming Sunday night. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we don't need this.
Drew Brees. You got two dinosaurs on the field. You know what I mean?
Evenly matched up teams. The Buccaneers got dominated early in the season when the Buccaneers wasn't playing Buccaneers football, and I don't know, man. This is a pick'em to me. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly, it's a true pick'em. You know what I'm saying? You got to be fan base or whatever. I would stay away from it if I'm betting. To be honest with you, I don't know who's gonna win this game.
Yeah,
I really don't.
Yeah, it's almost how I feel with the Baltimore Buffalo. It's hard to pick because it's like, dude, I really feel like both those teams can win. Same thing here. Tampa, New Orleans is like, Tampa has not looked good against the Saints at all, and not just that, but the first outing, obviously you can expect
week 1.
Tom Brady, week 1. Of course, you're going to expect the Saints to be rolling on all cylinders. So it's like, then they come out, play again. And they shut Tampa out. I mean, they gave up 3 points to Tampa
Yeah,
Bay.
but also that was the first game where they tried to integrate AB in there. And also, it was like AB had like 2 practices in that game. You know what I'm saying? They had people out.
I got you, but they still only scored 3. They scored 3 points, man.
They were playing very terrible. It was over like in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They won 38-3. Saints. Top 5 defense. You got the Tampa Bay Bucks. Top 5 offense. Tampa's been rolling, period.
Yeah.
Down the stretch, Tom Brady's absolutely killing it. 40 touchdowns at 43 years old, that's insane to even think about.
10 less than what we had in the offseason, but you know what? You look at it,
And
early on in the season, they were playing Arian system, and when they went to Tom Brady type system, where he had New England, they just flat out dominating teams. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
I think just also the emergence of Antonio Brown added to
AB
that
playing,
offensive piece.
that's
Chris
AB.
Godwin in and out of the lineup.
How you
We
going to
already
stop
know.
that?
That's why I said it's going to be tough for the Saints. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be tough, but
That's like having good Demaryius Thomas, Des Bryant, and I mean, you know what I'm saying, Michael Thomas on the same team.
Well, in 2 matchups against the Saints this year, Brady's been sacked 3 times in both games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So obviously they're getting pressure to him. The Saints have gotten pressure up front. You know what I mean? Cameron Jordan's pretty good.
I think that defense is suspect.
They got a lot of great
You
veterans.
can run on them, you know what I'm saying?
They got a lot of good veterans in the secondary.
Even in the front line, you know what I'm saying?
Jenkins.
The pressure is not elite. I would say that. I'll say, yeah, they get pressure, but it's not elite. You know what I'm saying? It's not very fast. I would say they end up getting pressure over they get pressure. You know what I'm saying? I think Brady could dominate this game.
The Saints, Drew Brees is playing efficient enough. He's throwing at 70% rate. You see Michael Thomas, he's out there making plays. You saw it against the Chicago Bears. He had a couple great catches. Don't get me wrong, he got the touchdown. So I don't know if Tampa's secondary is going to be able to stop or slow down the Saints either. You know what I mean? So what, you're gonna see just a flat out shootout here? I mean, you know, Tampa, they can stop the run a little bit.
On the league, right?
No, it's not. 52 over under.
52 ain't bad though.
No, New Orleans Saints favored by 3. So
I don't like that. That means it's gonna be close.
yes, of course it's going to be close. Don't get me wrong. Do I think Tampa, the way they've been playing on offense, can beat the Saints? I do. My worry is Tampa also hasn't been able to stop the Saints in 2 games. They put up 30-plus points in both those games. Saints did. I want to say 34 week 1, 38 the second time they played them. You know what I mean? So it's like, that tells me that Tampa's got to score 30 to win. Can they score 30? Yeah, they can. Absolutely. Tom Brady's been lighting it up. But it's going to be tough. This game's honestly one on the line. Period. On both sides. Who's going to get more pressure at who?
Tampa.
It's what's going to end.
I got Tampa.
We'll
Period.
see.
I stand by my product. I got Tampa. And matter of fact, I got Brady versus Rodgers, Lamar versus Mahomes, and we're going into the Super Bowl weekend.
There we go. That's exciting. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna take Breeze. I want Breeze to win this Super Bowl, man. I'm excited. But anyway, that's been the divisional round. We're gonna have the championship games next week,
Of course.
and gearing up for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Essentially. So for the first 4 downs, it's been B Scott,
GOD.
and we out.
Exactly.